Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Mid-September, face-to-face classes hang in the balance, says Wholeness. The face-to-face reopening of schools for the 2021-2022 academic year may not occur until mid-September, and even that timeline is dependent on the strict adherence of Jamaicans to the new COVID-19 measures that were announced by the government on Monday to contain a surge in the virus cases. This disclosure was made by Prime Minister Andrew Holness as he addressed a digital press briefing on Monday. As it stands now, the goal of reopening face-to-face school is severely challenged. We are still hopeful that we would be able to have some form of reopening of school, Holness stated. We have targeted mid-September to reopen schools, but it really depends on what we as Jamaicans do in the next 3 or 4 weeks, he declared. Man threatens to jump after climbing Mandeville Hospital building. Police and firefighters had to be called to the Mandeville Regional Hospital on Tuesday morning after a mentally ill man climbed onto the top of a building at the medical facility and threatened to jump. Chief Executive Officer at the Mandeville Hospital, Alwyn Miller, confirmed the incident, which he said happened shortly after 7 a.m. A mentally challenged man went on top of the building and was threatening to jump. We contacted the police and the fire department. They, along with the psychiatric team, convinced him to come down, so he came down eventually unhurt, stated Miller. He has been taken in for treatment, he added. When asked how the man gained access to the top of the building, Miller explained that the man turned up at the accident and emergency department and soon after went to the back of the building. He also said the man was not an inpatient at the hospital at the time of the incident. He came to the A&E where they were dealing with an emergency, a motor vehicle accident, so he had to wait a little bit, so he proceeded to walk over to the side of the hospital, he said. There is no predictability with psychiatric patients, he added. He said there is adequate security at the facility to monitor patients admitted to the psychiatric ward. St. James man charged for wounding brother in machete attack. 29-year-old Roger Reed, a mason of Bogue Hill, Montego Bay, St. James, has been charged for wounding his brother during a dispute. The police say Reed was taken to the Montego Bay police station on Monday by a pastor where a warrant was executed on him. His court date is being finalized. The police report that around midday on Sunday, May 16, Reed and his brother were doing repairs to a house when an argument developed between them. Reed then reportedly used a machete to inflict wounds to his brother's back and one of his arm, almost severing it. He was taken to hospital where he was admitted and later released. 2 men charged over fatal Hanover gun attack. 2 men were on Monday charged for the death of 27-year-old Lloyd Campbell of Salt Spring, Hanover in July. 26-year-old Kima Wilson, otherwise called Morrow, and 23-year-old Damien Simmet, otherwise called Purple, both of Barcada addresses, are charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm. They were charged following a question and answer session in the presence of their attorneys. Their court date has not yet been finalized. The police report that about 5 p.m. on Saturday, July 31st, a dispute occurred between Wilson and another man. Campbell intervened, which resulted in a fight. Wilson left and allegedly returned with a firearm and opened fire at Campbell. The police were contacted and he was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Both Wilson and Simmet were later taken into custody. Brenna Williams' grandma passed during Tokyo Olympics. Jamaican athlete Brenna Williams arrived home after her impressive performance at the Olympic Games in Tokyo to sad news that her grandmother has passed away. Just got home and found out that my dear grandmother, who lived with us, passed away soon after I left for the Olympics, Williams posted on her social media page. They wisely decided to wait until after Tokyo to tell me, added Williams. I dedicate my Olympic gold medal to her memory and for all she poured into me. Sleep well, Nina. Thank you. I love you, said Williams further in her post. Williams became the youngest athlete to win women's 100-meter and 200-meter double at the 2018 World Under-20 Championships at the tender age of 16. 10 more COVID-19 deaths, 316 new cases in 24 hours. 10 people died from COVID-19 in Jamaica on Monday, pushing the island's virus death toll to 1,241. 5 of the deceased were from Hanover, including 4 females ages 44, 60, 74, and 80, and a 91-year-old male. Two of the deceased, and an 81-year-old male and a 66-year-old female, were from Kingston and St. Andrew, while the remaining victims were a 71-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, a 53-year-old from St. Catherine, and a 52-year-old male from Manchester. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health and Wellness said the island recorded 360 new cases of the virus, pushing the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 55,456. The new cases comprise of 169 females and 147 males, with ages ranging from 49 days to 106 years. The ministry stated 86 of the new cases were recorded in Westmoreland, 65 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 33 in St. Catherine, 29 in St. James, 27 in Manchester, 15 each in Trelawney and Hanover, 14 in St. Thomas, 9 in Clarendon, 8 in Portland and St. Anne, 6 in St. Mary and 1 in St. Elizabeth. The ministry further reported 35 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 47,305. There are 6,543 active cases on the island. New child safety features for Google YouTube. Google on Tuesday unveiled a series of online safety measures for children, including a private setting for videos uploaded by teens and safeguard for ads shown to users under 18. The new features, which come amid heightened concerns about online child exploitation and safety at the time of growing internet usage during the global pandemic, affect Google's YouTube platform as well as its online service such as Search and Google Assistant. As kids and teens spend more time online, parents, educators, child safety and privacy experts, and policymakers are rightly concerned about how to keep them safe, said Google Product and User Experience Director Mindley Brooks. We engage these groups regularly and share these concerns. Google's Safe Search, which excludes sensitive or mature content, will be the default setting for users under 18, which up to now had been the case only for under 13 users. On the massively popular YouTube platform, content from 13 to 17 years old will be private by default, the tech giant said. With private uploads, content can only be seen by the user and whomever they chose, said a blog post James, head of product management for YouTube Kids and Family. We want to help young users make informed decisions about their online footprint and digital privacy. If the user would like to make their content public, they can change the default upload visibility setting and will provide reminders indicating who can see their videos. Google will also make it easier for families to request removal of a child's photo from an image search request. Of course, removing an image from search doesn't remove it from the web, but we believe this change will help give young people more control of their images online, Brooks stated. In another safety move, Google will turn off location history for all users under 18 globally without an option to turn it back on. This is already in place for those under 13. Google will also make changes to how to show ads to minor, blocking any age-sensitive categories and banning targeting based on the age, gender, or interest of people under 18. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.